You are welcome. This is the Messiah Revelation Ministry, a prophetic ministry dedicated to the end times. And today we are looking at the image of God and how people are moving away from the image of God. If you are moving away from the image of God, you are moving away from the kingdom of God. You are moving from the kingdom of light. You are moving towards the kingdom of darkness. And Lucifer is behind it. Lucifer is using two things, using the traditions of men and using celebrity culture to entice people to move away from the image of God, and they are moving towards the image of destruction, the image of Lucifer. And so we go into the scriptures and we go to Genesis 1:27, so we can see the image of God in Genesis 1 verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And that is the beginning of knowledge. When you know that as a human being, you were created in the image of God, and you were created as a man or you were created as a woman. There's no there's no middle ground. Either you are a man or you are a woman. You are created in the image of God. But Lucifer is preparing the world to move away from the image of God, and Lucifer is preparing the world for the lake of fire. As you move away from the image of God, you are moving closer to the lake of fire. You are moving closer to destruction. And today we are looking at two principal methods that Lucifer is using to force people to move away from the image of God and accept the image of Lucifer. A godless society, a godless world prepared for the lake of fire. Behold, the traditions of men. In the time of the Messiah, there were traditions of men. The Pharisees, the Sadducees, the Herodians, they challenged the Messiah. What authority do you have to heal somebody on the Sabbath? They asked Yeshua, Jesus Christ, who gave you the authority to heal a sick person on the Sabbath? Who gave you authority to pluck corn on the fields when you are hungry on the day of the Sabbath? Who gave you authority to eat with sinners? These are all traditions of men. And Yeshua, the Messiah, he talked about the traditions of men. He challenged ceremonial laws. He challenged the additions of men and the subtraction of men. And when we are talking about salvation, we're talking about additions and subtractions that men will bring to the gospel of salvation. And you need to watch for those additions and subtractions. These are traditions of men. They have nothing to do with Christianity. They have nothing to do with salvation. When we talk about traditions of men, you even see that they have permeated the Christian world during the time of the papacy, the era of the papacy. What the Pope said was law, and the popes found it expedient to substitute their own doctrines in place of the commandments of God. And this is what you see going on in the world. Men and women, they are substituting their own doctrines. And Paul foresaw it, that in the end of days, as he told Timothy, 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1, in the last days, people will move away from the faith in the gospel, and they will be following seducing spirits of demons, doctrines of men, doctrines of demons. And Christianity, as you see it, is infiltrated by doctrines of men and doctrines of demons. Pagan worship, you see it all over. Holidays are celebrated, they are pagan holidays, including Halloween, that is celebrated. It's an occult celebration. It's based upon paganism, Babylonian paganism. Judaism is full of paganism, Babylonian paganism, and men have substituted their own ideas in place of the gospel and the commandments of God. And so you see pastors teaching their own doctrines, rabbis teaching their own doctrines, and they are forcing people to accept their own doctrines, man-made doctrines, traditions of men. They are all doctrines of demons, and people are worshiping men. They are worshiping their presidents. They are worshiping their kings and queens. They are worshiping celebrities. And so traditions of men, they are all part. They are part of the strategy of Lucifer to move people away from the image of God so that they will lose their salvation. So traditions of men. And the second thing we are looking at is celebrity culture. And when we say celebrity culture, we are talking about the culture of a selected group of people. They are few. In any country, there are celebrities, and they are few. They are the great influencers, and they are shaping culture, and they are shaping people's salvation. They are using their culture, celebrity culture, to take people to the lake of fire. And Lucifer is behind it, as you will see in this presentation. And when we say a celebrity is somebody who is famous, he's known. And most celebrities, they work for that status, and they intentionally do things to make them famous so that the world will know them, so that the world will worship them. And celebrities are idols. If you worship a celebrity, you are worshiping an idol. And Lucifer has given us so many celebrities for us to worship, because Lucifer is using celebrity culture, celebrity worship, to get people away from the image of God, to get people to rebel against God as they worship celebrities instead of worshiping the Lord who created the universe. The artists and the filmmakers. In America, they call them Hollywood, and they are famous, they are influencers, and people worship these celebrities, and their lifestyle is mimicked and copied over the world. And so instead of Hollywood in America, in Nigeria, they call them the Nollywood. In Ghana, they call them the Kumawood. They are all uh, imitation of lifestyle of Lucifer, and football stars, celebrities, and their worship all over the world, in America, in Egypt, in Africa, even in Saudi Arabia, in England. They worship the celebrities, and they are worshiping idols, celebrity culture. An example that I will give is the worshiping of a coach, a football coach. His name is Otto Vesta. Otto Vesta, a German coach, football coach. He was sent to Ghana to coach the Ghana football team, the Ghana Black Stars. And the young men, young women worship this coach, Otto Vesta, his name, a German. He had a special dressing. He wear his pants, and his boxer pants will show on the field. And uh, the young men in Ghana, they copied him. And so now, 25 years later, even 30 years later, They have a special dress code called Otto Vista, named after the German coach Otto Vista. And that dressing is a type of dressing where you show your boxer pants, saggy pants. You show it because it is it is now it is now a celebrity culture to wear your pants. You show your boxer pants for everybody to know because you are dressing like Otto Vista, and that is celebrity culture as you see going on over the world. They are worshiping their celebrities, secular musicians, the relics that they use, the temptations that they cause people, the innuendo, the sexual immoralities that you see from the song that they sing, the music that they produce, and even the gospel musicians, and some of them, the way they dress, the song that they sing, the music that they are engaging, and the things that they do, their culture has infiltrated the church. Their culture has infiltrated the gospel with their gospel music, and that are pagan in disguise. They are following their father Lucifer, who is a great musician, and he was in the choir of the courts of heaven, and he is using men and women who even are gospel musicians, and they are engaging in culture, celebrity culture. They want to be famous, they want the world to know them. And as we are talking about celebrity culture, it is not only men, ordinary men, pastors, celebrity pastors, the way they dress, their lifestyle, they want to be famous. And so they have celebrity sermons, uh, prosperity gospel. They teach about prosperity gospel, and they are changing the gospel of humility. They are changing the gospel of holiness. They are changing the gospel of repentance. And they are replacing the gospel of salvation with prosperity gospel, and that is the gospel of celebrity pastors all over the world. And they have names. They have Benahins, they have T.D. Jakes, and they have the archbishops, they have the Oyedepos in Nigeria. They are all preaching about celebrity culture, and they show their wealth, their opulence, and they show that they are worshiping materialism. But the Lord said that if the love of this world is in you, then you are not worthy to be part of the kingdom of the Messiah, because if you love the world, the love of God is not in you. But the celebrity pastors are preaching prosperity gospel. They are taking people away from the gospel of salvation, and you need to watch them. And you need to watch the politicians. The politicians are now the images who are worshipped by the citizens and the citizens of their country. Even the evangelicals are worshiping their presidents. They are worshiping idols. And a time will come when the Lord will judge them, because they will be held accountable for worshiping idols instead of worshiping the true God, who is the God of the universe. And those who allow themselves to be worshipped, those who accept worship of men and women, the Lord will judge them in the same way that the Lord judged the pharaohs, the Nebuchadnezzars, and the Herods. Celebrity culture, traditions of men. These are the two things that Lucifer is using to take people away from the image of God, as stated in Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. Celebrities who are homosexuals, they are taking people away from the image of God, because they are seducing the young men to take the road of Sodom, to take the wide road that leads to destruction. Matthew chapter 7, verse 13 talks about the narrow road that leads to salvation, and Matthew chapter 7, 13 and 14 also talks about the wide road that leads to destruction. Traditions of men is taking people to the wide road. Celebrity culture is taking people to the wide road, and it is leading them to destruction. It is demonic. Traditions of men is demonic. If you worship your ancestors because it's your tradition, it's your custom, it's your African culture, you are worshiping idols, and that is forbidden by the commandments of God. If you are worshiping your president, if you are worshiping your leaders, your presidents, you are worshiping idols. Jeremiah 50:51 talks about how the Lord is going to strike the idols of silver, the idols of gold. And who is behind it? Is Lucifer. And Lucifer is wrestling with us. We do not wrestle with flesh and blood. We wrestle with principalities and powers. We wrestle with rulers of darkness. We wrestle with spiritual wickedness in high places. And this what we see when we talk about traditions of men, when we talk about celebrity culture. Apollyon, a principality of Lucifer, and Mammon, a power of Lucifer, they are used to cause people to worship celebrities and to follow the traditions of men. Apollyon is a polluting Luciferian agent, polluting the world with money, with sex, with entertainment, and with sports. And so you see these industries where you have a lot of celebrities. We have celebrity families. They are very rich, and they have contract with Mammon, the god of money, and Mammon, Lucifer's agent, a power and principality, is giving them a lot of money, giving certain families a lot of money. You know, the families that support wars, First World War, Second World War, and they will be supporting Third World War. And the families are using their money to support drugs, support immoral behavior, to support entertainment, support so many things that move people away from the image of God. Lucifer is behind it. And Lucifer is causing people to move away from prayers, move away from reading the Bible, move away from being holy, and move away from salvation, and move closer to the lake of fire. Traditions of man are being used by Lucifer to get people to move away from the image of God, to worship man and woman instead of worshiping God. And ultimately, the world will be forced to worship the traditions and the commandments of a man, the Antichrist, in the final days, with the purpose of sending people to the lake of fire. But meanwhile, we are worshiping celebrities in the entertainment industry, in the music industry, in the sports industry, celebrities even in the churches, the archbishops and the bishops. They are following the road of Sodom. They are following sex. They are following drugs. They are following addictions. But they are the idols who are worshipped now. The young men are following the celebrities to hell. And parents are not advising their young men and women who are worshiping the celebrities, because the parents are also worshiping the traditions of men, and the young men and the young women they are following the culture, the celebrity culture, demonic culture, a culture that takes delight in worshiping money, that takes delight in singing songs that profane the holy name of Elohim, even though the Lord created man and woman in his own image. But Man and woman are following celebrity culture. They are following the traditions of men. The tradition that says that a man can marry a man and a woman can marry a woman. Traditions of men. People want to be homosexual because celebrities are homosexuals. And this is the trick, the Luciferian trick, to use traditions of men, doctrines of demons, celebrity culture, the culture of demonic agents of Lucifer, to take people away from the image of God so that they will lose their salvation. This is Messiah Revelation Ministry. My email is raptureafrica@yahoo.com. Lucifer is preparing people to enter into the lake of fire, and he's using the traditions of men. He's using celebrity culture. Watch out so that you are not deceived. We are in the days where the agents of Lucifer are working 24 hours because their time is up. Thank you very much.